Greetings in the love and light of the infinite creator. I'm Andrii Zvorygin, joined here with Bill, Michelle, Adam, and Ed. And we will be reading and reviewing this cool session, which starts about chakras. Alrighty then. So I have a question, Kuo. Thank you for taking my question. I'm very honored to be here, and I would like to ask if you would consider giving a teaching on the chakra system of the human form, if it's not too much to ask. Go ahead, Bill.
I am. Let's see. Am I on?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I am Kuo, and I am aware of the query, my sister. Indeed, this is not too much to ask, you may say, for there are many, many ways for us to discuss the nature of your energy system. Identified as you have as the chakras, or as we commonly call them, the energy centers, we will offer an overview as we see it with some new words or perspectives placed upon them. You commonly view in your third density illusion the spectrum of colors that you identify with the rainbow. And this is such with the energy systems within your body. This manifestation of seven colors, you may say, each having a true identity and a true quality that informs your entire being, beginning with the root chakra or energy center, that red ray energy center that is focused upon the most primal beingness of your essence in creation, and that is that of survival, that of reproduction, the continuation of life, the foundation upon which life can exist within the creation. This is a constant and consistent energy center and is necessary for all subsequent life to take place. For the creator to continue its stance through creation, it must perpetuate itself within the creation, and thus is the nature of the red ray energy center. To move further along, there is the orange ray energy center, which can be identified from several perspectives, one of those being a personal identity or even the movement of the self within the creation. To work upon this energy center is to take the first step beyond the survival and the simple perpetuation and to begin to understand that the self can move within the creation in a certain way, that the self has beingness that can be identified as a self. This energy center allows you to have a relationship with yourself and with other individuals. To progress further along your energy center system, we reach the yellow ray energy center, which is that center that is more social in nature. You may say that you discover within yourself the ability to identify and relate to groups of individuals, to have a social identity, to have a manifestation of yourself within society, and to have society influence you, and to have a dance between these two things. Moving further, we arrive at the green ray energy center, that pivotal energy center of your current experience within the third density. That energy center that you as a peoples are attempting to open within your third density incarnation to allow the love of the creator to become present within your beingness and to become aware of that presence. This is the energy center of universal love, of love freely given. To open this energy center is to realize that all deserves love, that you have the capacity to give love to the creation. However, this energy center may become baffled within the creation, for love alone can often be confusing within an illusion, such as you experience, when it is not effective, when it reaches blockage or denial. As you progress further to the blue ray energy center, which is the energy center of what we have called communication. This communication is not necessarily just an outward expression of your own words and your own beingness, but it can be a communication with the self, an ability to perceive the self, receive information to and from the self as you attempt to come to terms with your own beingness and integrate those lessons that you have learned within your incarnation. and in doing so, come to a more truthful or honest understanding of the self that then may be expressed freely. To develop further in this energy center is to understand the nature of how to share your beingness, whether through words or other types of communication or action, in effective ways, and to move about the creation in ways that do not baffle the flow of love, but instead allow love to arrange itself in various ways as it is called for within your situation. To move further along the energy center system, we reach the indigo ray energy center, which we have called the gateway energy center. To work within this energy center is to become more and more aware of those spiritual energies present within each situation, and to be able to perceive more and more the intelligent energy that moves in every situation, that informs every catalyst that you receive or perceive in the creation, and to allow yourself to accept and understand and surrender to this movement of intelligent energy as you perceive it. There is great potential within this energy center also to find inspiration, to tap into intelligent infinity so it can be manifest within your life in forms of service, whichever service you have discovered is proper for you to offer. The final energy center is that which we've called the violet ray energy center, which has a primary function of serving as a sort of meter or total manifestation of your entire energy system. It is, you may say, fixed, for it is a reflection of your entire beingness. But it is through this energy center that the Creator moves into your being. This is a simple explanation of the energy centers in the chakra system as you have described it. And we would add another note that the purpose of your incarnation within the third density, and not just this incarnation, but all experiences that you have within the third density are intended to work within this energy system, to attempt to allow the flow of energy up through this energy system so that you may experience these different things in different ways, that this energy manifests within your beingness and experience the catalyst that we have identified sometimes has a blockage or distortion within this energy system. These things will come to you naturally through your life experience. You do not need to seek necessarily to activate or open these things on their own. In order to balance your energy system and to open your chakras, it is simply necessary that you pay attention to the lessons given to you within your incarnation, to take them into meditation, to intend to search within them for the gift that they are offering you, and to realize that in attempting to discover that gift and integrate that lesson, the key to unlocking and clearing this energy system is always present without the need to focus upon the energy center itself. Though such focus can be helpful in attempting to understand where certain situations can be placed within the self and where those situations can be worked within the energy system. This is a great work intended for you within your incarnation, and we offer ourselves to help you with this work. If you are ever meditating upon your experiences, we of Co can offer our energy to aid you and guide you and offer comfort through this very difficult process that requires your patience. And we are honored to do so. Is there a follow up to this query, my sister?
All right. Thank you there, Bill. So what are your commentary or anyone else's on this? This was quite a long passage.
It's a long passage, and I really felt I needed clarification for the word baffle and how it's being used because I see baffle as getting confused, but I also see baffle as you put a baffle in place to like block sound. So which way are we going here?
Huh. Oh, very good question here. I am just about to ask Robo-Ra for a summary here. Can you? Or here, actually, we already started this, and the regular ChatGPT knows about cool and stuff now. Okay. Make summary of this with title and such. Oh, I think Ed was probably trying to answer you, but wasn't able to.
Ooh.
Okay. Now tell us about the word baffle and its usage in the passage. Here, baffle means to obstruct, block, or interfere with the smooth flow of something rather than to confuse someone mentally. It is used like a flow problem term. Energy or love is present, yet something in that situation causes it to get deflected, stalled, or tangled instead of moving cleanly. Did that help?
Yep.
Great. Here. So we're just everyone's seeing Adam here, I think. Did my share screen die? Yeah, my share screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think your share screen was interfering with your audio, at least on my end.
Oh, can you still hear me now?
Yeah. No, your audio, we can hear you, but the couple of words were distorted every now and then.
Oh, okay, I see. That's weird. Yeah, because
It might be just my end.
oh, okay, yeah, maybe. Kuo's overview of the chakra system, 7 energy centers, and how they balance. Kuo describes the chakra system as 7 energy centers that correspond to a spectrum of colors, express core aspects of human experience. Each center has a distinct quality, and growth in third density involves allowing energy to move upward through the system with fewer blockages. Red root, survival. Reproduction and foundational drive that sustains life and continuation in creation. So, hey Adam, welcome back. So yeah,
We
red ray.
lost Ed.
Yeah, we don't know where Ed is. Orange ray, maybe he fell asleep. Personal identity and the sense of self as an individual who can act and relate one to one. Yellow ray, social identity, group dynamics, relationship between self and society. Green ray, universal love, freely given, a pivotal center in third density. Yes, Adam has a question. Screen's black. Oh, really? How about now? Does that help? Because on the live stream, it's showing.
I see it.
Adam says Bill can see it because he was reading.
Well, I'm actually reading off the LL Research website.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you can see the share screen, right?
Yeah, I can see it. But when I was reading off the LL Research website.
Yeah, fair enough. And then Blu-ray communication, including honest self-perception and self-expression. Okay.
Yeah, what was interesting with how they put Blu-ray is they also included its communication of the self with the self. So I thought that was interesting. I don't think I've really heard it that way before, but I probably missed some.
Oh, here, let's double check here. Oh, here. Can you include quotes in the summary report for the chakras? Okay. Now, what was it? Blu-ray. Blu-ray. Okay. Not necessarily just
Yeah, it says,
but it can be a communication with the self, an ability to perceive the self, receive information to and from the self, as you attempt to come to terms with your own beingness and integrate those lessons that you have learned within your incarnation. Doing so,
I think that's the first time I've seen the the Confederation put it that way, but like I said, I might have been missing
I,
stuff in the past.
well, I think this is kind of the wisdom aspect, because it's the density of light and wisdom, right? And in doing so, come to a more truthful and honest understanding of that self than may be expressed freely. To develop further in this energy center is to understand the nature of how to share your beingness, whether through words or other types of communication or action, in effective ways to move about the creation that do not baffle as an obstruct the flow of love, but instead allow love to arrange itself in various ways as it is called within your situation. Okay. Is this the wisdom part of the light and wisdom? Fifth density, fifth energy center. Blu-ray, fifth energy, inward self-perception that matches the wisdom-like quality because it is about clarity and truth rather than only emotional openness. Uh, Separate axes, but it's a hologram. It's all a hologram. Okay. Anyways, I guess we're all kind of familiar with this. Should we move on then? Or any more chakras you guys want to review? Indigo ray, gateway to spiritual perception, sensing intelligent energy. Violet ray, a fixed readout of the whole system, reflecting the total beingness. And balancing and opening is accomplished through lived lessons, paying attention to catalysts, bringing experience into meditation, seeking the gift within each lesson, and integrating it. There you go. All right, then.
Yeah, it's pretty much review.
Yeah, pretty much review. Okay.
If you're a Law 1 student, that is.
Yeah. I think Michelle, you're familiar too. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mhm. All right. I'm Kuo, and we thank you. My sister, is there another query? Yes, Kuo. Some friends and I are performing mental exercises like meditation together and visualization together in an effort to develop our telepathic abilities. What is the value of developing telepathy in terms of creating a social memory complex here on Earth or moving toward fourth density? Is this worthwhile? All right. Go ahead, Bill.
I am Kuo, and we are aware of the query, my brother. The answer to this is dependent upon the intention with which you bring to such exercises. One can join others and attempt to play with such energies with shallow intention, only wanting to discover the curiosities or the excitement of perceiving something that is not readily accessible to you and not easily accepted by your society. Oh, two things there.
Mhm.
This is not necessarily, we would say, harmful or counterproductive, but such shallow intention does not necessarily bring about any effort to manifest your social memory complex. However, we do find that there are groups and individuals who engage in such exercises as an attempt to manifest the unity of the Creator in perceivable form, as an attempt to show and demonstrate the nature of your creation as being deeper, more complex, more mysterious, and more connected than you as a society readily accept. There is also the ability of groups who do intense and deep magical work to develop these capacities so that the flow of communications between individuals can deepen and move beyond words so that communication can happen without the necessity of vocalizing such communication and understanding. Concepts can be transformed between individuals and experiences can be shared together in unity without the need to voice it and to split it up into various abstract concepts you call words and attempt to share it with others. To deepen the capacity to share these things with others without needing to use words can be incredibly valuable for groups doing such work, and indeed inform your social complex in a way that helps to bring about the social memory complex. For as you carve these pathways between individuals, they become more and more available to you as a society and as a social memory complex. To practice these things with such an intention, to offer them to the social memory complex, allows these things to be more and more available upon your planet. Is there a follow up to this query, my brother?
Mhm. So yeah, this kind of reminds me of kind of like the being more than the doing, and like carrying that energy and like sharing that fourth density energy and that feeling, if you know what I mean.
Well, it also shows that this is kind of like next. I would call it like next level intention. I mean, you really got to be into this. Really got to have high, purity. Really strong intentions, and then, like it said, kind of towards the end, you actually dedicate it to. The creator, of course, but the social memory complex itself as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this is real, like they said, deep. This is really deep work. You
Mm-hmm.
know, this is a hardcore level. Adepted.
Yeah, this also kind of reminds me of that, like, where someone has like a calming presence. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And then you have like someone who's all like disarrayed,
Oh, right.
and
Yeah,
then they come into this presence, and then they
yeah,
just like feel at peace,
yeah.
and it's that kind of telepathy.
The
It's kind of what
calming
you're pointing
presence.
towards.
The calming presence would be like your intuition. You really intend to be calm.
I think intention is what you're saying. Well,
Yeah.
but I think yeah, it's more than that. It's kind of like, I think it's more like a heart level,
Well, I
because
think
energy.
I think intention shows up at heart level. The
Yeah.
more your intention is pure, the more heart level it will be.
Hmm. I just feel like it's deeper than simply intention. It's also like a beingness.
Well, yeah, but
It's also an achieving.
the intention is the Federation tells us time and time intention is mostly basically just about everything, and then once
Mhm.
you have that intention, I mean
Mhm.
they
Yeah, I
they
guess you're right.
call
They're saying
they
intention.
call they call purity.
Mhm.
When the Confederation mentions purity, they're really talking about the intensity of your intention. You know,
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
yeah.
All right. So Michelle or Adam, did you guys want to add anything to this?
I was a little baffled by trying to manifest the social complex, um, because that's not what the focus of telepathy is. While Guo isn't saying this, I perceive telepathy more as a means of really kind of flowing in the oneness so that communication flows faster
Hmm.
as a product of flowing in the oneness.
Well, I see also that telepathy at our level leads to the social memory complex because once we're in the social memory complex, that's I think one of the first things we're all going to start to learn. Or maybe
Yeah,
it'll just come
I think
naturally.
yeah, that's what I think is it's more of a comes naturally kind of thing. Like you just know, like something happens, and then it's like, oh, you're just like, oh yeah, I kind of like I saw that in my mind, and then someone tells you that it happened. It's like, oh yeah, yeah, I saw that already in my mind. Thanks for confirming it. kind of thing. How about you, Adam? No. I know Josh, he had those telepathy groups. I don't know if any of you guys joined those. He was playing telepathy. I thought maybe Adam would have because he joins a lot of groups. Okay. Alrighty then. So let's try and move on then. Final query. I do have a question. Thank you, Cool, for being with us today and sharing the wisdom of your collective. I'm curious if there are any contemplations or understanding that you're able to share that would be valuable as we are in proximity with the interstellar object known as 3I Atlas. If you're able to speak or transmit any things that we should set our intentions towards or be aware of in its presence. Define the term concerning Atlas. 3I Atlas is an interstellar object, the third within the past few years that has come into our solar system, and it's behaving not like anything we've ever seen in our third density before. And I didn't know if there was any connection or any wisdom from your collective around its presence here in our solar system, or if there is something to be gleaned from its proximity to Earth. Okay, Bill.
Cool. And we feel that we have a better grasp. And we feel that we have a better grasp upon your query, my sister. A response may be somewhat confusing, not because we wish it to be, but because there may not be language that can define exactly what this 3I Atlas might be. For there are beings of one nature and another that move throughout the one infinite creation of the Creator that have a purpose that is exploration to discover more of their nature as well. They have moved somewhat further along the process of evolution than has any entity upon this planet and are curious as to what the entities upon this planet may have as their nature of being. For in the entire creation, there are various loci that create various manifestations of the Creator, known as galaxies. And in your Milky Way galaxies, there are many other types of creatures that have intelligence that seek to know more about themselves as the Creator, manifesting in your being here on planet Earth and any portion of your solar system that has had any type of life form. This provides them with more information about the Creator, and they then can apply this information to their own spiritual journeys. This is a rough analogy as to the students in the school of life of the universe that have become able to manifest a great deal of the nature of the Creator, and yet they know that it is an infinite creation, so they travel about the universe and pass through various solar systems, such as your own, in order to discover more about the Creator and themselves, for they know that they are also the Creator. Is there a further query, my sister?
All
And she
right.
says, I am.
So basically, it's saying there are high density entity going through here. So let's try to find out
They
what
didn't
this.
say. They didn't say higher density. They just said more evolved, I think.
Well, yeah, further along the path. Well, that's basically
Right.
that. That's how they usually say it. That's how they
As
refer
was
to
somewhat,
themselves
yeah,
as well.
right.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I've heard of someone that has said 3I Atlas is not a comet. It is actually made of plasma.
Oh, I see. It says.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of
Interstellar.
stories about 3I Atlas.
You guys know about this? Okay. It
Yeah,
says,
yeah. People have been remote viewing it and all sorts of stuff.
oh
It's
wow.
actually
What if
caused,
what if the remote viewers you've listened to had to say about it?
oh, I haven't really heard it, but I've heard people saying that there's beings on the ship. That's what I think. Yeah, the remote
Which
viewers.
matches Quo.
Yeah. It's no, it's very it's very interesting.
Well, it says if 301 Atlas originated from the thick disk. This comet could be at least 7 billion years old, older than the solar system.
Right, right. Supposedly it's been on a path for a very long time.
Hmm. Well, it was discovered in July 2025, showing measured brightness. Yeah, it's like you really can't tell what's there. uh, water ice.
And then it went behind the sun.
Oh yeah. Mhm. Water ice in the coma was first reported near infrared spectroscope.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I do find it fascinating that Kuo says there's intelligent life on board and they're basically
Mhm.
observing us.
This is the
And I
alleged.
think that's what I've heard from. Right.
Yeah. This is what they believe how it orbits all through the galaxy. Isn't that something?
Yeah,
That's quite an orbit.
right.
Wow. Parent star cannot be traced back to its original parent. It's been traveling for billions of years. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Words that you use almost sound like they can't really tell you. Could be part of harvest, like that clock. It takes 25,000 years to go around.
Maybe, but it could also just be one of those confederation things is we don't really want to tell you because then we're going to take the excitement of you, finding out what it is. We don't want to take away your joy of figuring things out.
Mm-hmm.
The Confederation always kind of likes to throw that kind of thing in there.
Well, there's also the possibility that they originate from a location that is not known to this social complex.
To them, you're talking about.
Yeah, that's also true. Um,
Well, generally, I think with Ra, Latwi, and Atan, they can generally tap into the Akashic record or whatever and find out.
but yeah, they did give a very generic answer. So I mean, because Ra is kind of mostly on Earth, and I think that um they're kind of giving an answer maybe about wanderers.
Yeah. Well, with Kua, we got to remember it's mostly Latwi doing the talking, and I
Yeah.
think every now and then they use Hatan and then Ra to clear things up.
Here we got a YouTube person that's accusing us of using intoxicating flowers. But and anyhow, I was just saying we're actually quite sober, and they want to know our position on the ice question. Do you guys know about ice?
Well, that's the immigration whatever thing going on.
Oh,
The
right.
big riots going on here.
Oh, you guys got big riots.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
He's not going to like some of our positions, so I won't go into my position.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so let's see. Okay, what do we got on the 3IA Atlas? Evidence points to a typical comet structure, solid icy nucleus, feeding a coma of gas and dust, water, ice, and water vapor, carbon monoxide plus dust. Its orbit and speed through the solar system. It does one pass through the solar system. Okay, yes. 58 kilometers per second. Is that high? Orbit the Milky Way around the sun has a hyper, so there's no repeating. Okay, around the Milky Way, 230 million years to complete one orbit around the galactic center. 230 million years. And
Well, that would take us out of the 75,000 year cycle we're in.
oh yeah. Was that similar to
But who knows if it could line up with it some way.
this kind of thing? Which may point to some other things in a similar orbital trajectory. It's just I remember there was like this cycle of extinctions. Searching extinction periodicity. Anyhow, let's close this up for now while it does the search.
Yeah.
Oh, here I'm unfamiliar with logoid. The term logoid is their way to describe that. Okay, go ahead.
Right. I am cool, and I'm aware of your query, my sister. The primal logos of this infinite creation can also be seen as the creator, and this primal logos subdivides itself into a logos or a word that is a galaxy, such as your Milky Way galaxy. There are infinite numbers of galaxies that contain various sublogi, such as your sun body, so that each entity that is a sun is a sublogos of a logos, such as the Milky Way logos, which has 250 billion sun bodies, such as your sun. Within it, there are an infinite number of these logos entities that are in the infinite creation.
Hmm.
And then it says, is there a further query? Might as well finish this out.
Sure. Okay.
Then it says, no, thank you. I appreciate your wisdom. And then it says, I'm Ku, and we thank you, my sister. At this time, we would also like to thank each entity here. Okay. And at the very last sentence, it says, so at this time, we would ask that the light that we have gathered here this evening go back to the creator. All right. So there's just a formality ending thing there.
Yeah. That's what I figured it was, anyways.
Okay.
All right. Oh, and we got Canadian Grace and Ed. Hey,
Yes.
How you guys doing?
Ed's back.
Ed's back too, and
Yeah.
Grace is here. I don't know if she's able to speak.
I made it.
Hey!
Yes. So, what do they say? There's some saying about a late entrance? I don't know. Anyways, I'm here. Grateful to be here. Grateful to hear
Awesome.
everybody's voice. Yay! And I now know that it is Friday because earlier on the other Law of One meeting this afternoon, I'm like, oh, Saturdays. I can make it on Saturdays now because I'm not working. And everyone's like, Grace, it's Friday. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's Friday. Grateful to be here. Nice to see everyone. Thank you.
Mhm.
And I think that saying is better late than never.
That's it. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bill. Better late than never. Woohoo. Okay, I'm gonna mute now. No.
Grace, why are you not working?
Okay, so the short version is I caught on to the fact that where my boss is, I swear this is going to be short. The produce store is actually a front for marijuana. Yeah.
Oh, I want to hear the long version, but that's wild.
Yeah. I don't think that was the intent.
You didn't know that?
That wasn't the intention, but
That's what it ended up turning into.
I kind of want to hear the long version to this too.
yeah, I think it was just like a last ditch effort to kind of like just little things that I picked up kind of along the way in conversation. And then it was revealed to me that, hey, what do you think about the marijuana? I'm like, what? And the chef was like, you don't know? And I'm like, no. So she sent me some pictures and we were texting and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're selling ounces of marijuana out of the kitchen. Like she sent me picture proof, right? I'm like, oh. So yeah, so that was the 23rd. I went to work on the 24th and then I came home and I did a bunch of Googling and I'm like, yeah, it's technically not safe for me to go back there. Like, you know,
Oh, I
yeah.
see. So you
Yeah,
decided to
I just,
stop.
yeah, I mean, I'm on contract to them through an agency, right?
Oh, I see.
So yeah, so it's like, yeah.
Well,
The
I
agency
mean,
will
I think
understand.
you'd be safe to go there if you don't have personal convictions against it.
I mean, I have no problem with you selling marijuana. I
Yeah.
don't care, but they don't have a license for it. This is all information that I got from the chef, the head chef, and the kitchen manager and the produce manager, right? And like I was just like, I don't have a problem, but they're clearly, because if they were selling it legally, it would be on the menu if they had a license, right? No,
Sounds like they're doing what they can to save the shop.
and that's exactly what it is, Bill. That's little things that I put together, and then being home on Christmas Day and Boxing Day, and just doing lots of praying and meditating over it, and doing all the research that I could get, and you know, and then I called my brother. I let him know what was going on, and you know, he was like, "Yeah, you can't go back there," and I'm like, "I know," like I know, and it was a hard choice because I would have been giving up like a considerable amount of pay, like the 2 holidays and then the weekend, right? But it just wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it because, like, you know, cops just like will arrest you now and ask questions later, right? And they don't care that I
Fair
need to be
enough.
at home.
You're in there during a raid. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And I'm like, I can't do it. No,
Yeah,
I'm not willing to risk that, you know? And I mean, yeah. And you're right, Bill. It is. I really believe it's a last ditch effort to save, you know? Yeah. So, you know, it's okay. Right. I've gone through my emotions over it and, you know, felt all of that. And, you know, it still comes up every now and again, but I just sit with it and let it run its course through my body and I'm good, right?
So Canada comes down pretty hard on weed?
Well,
No, not really. No.
Okay.
I mean, you're allowed
even if
plants.
yeah, you're allowed 4 plants. Even if everyone got arrested, they would probably be released within a few hours.
Oh, okay.
It would just be kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, and also too, like the cops don't care that, you know, I have to be home to, you know, get my mom ready for bed,
Right.
you know, in her evening routine. Like they don't care.
Well,
Right.
they
You know?
might actually. In Canada, everyone's so polite. Like honestly, like
That's true.
a lot of like the convoy when they were arresting people, they would just drive them a few kilometers and then release
I
them.
heard about that. Yeah. I heard about that. Yeah.
So, like it was kind of like a semi-serious arrest, not a real arrest.
So
They didn't book them or even take their ID or anything.
We're just gonna go give you a lift. Do you want a coffee? We're gonna go through a drive-through on the way. Would you like a Tim Hortons? You know, like let's get some Timbits, or you know, like yeah. Welcome to Canada, eh? Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. And it was hard because like anyway, I'm not going to go into it. Let's get back to the meeting. We'll talk another time, but it's all good. I'm happy with you know, I feel good about my decision and it's all good. So.
Well, let's hope they save the shop.
I hope they do. You know, I mean, for them, and like I would buy all my groceries there, so it's like kind of sucks now.
Or maybe get the license they really need.
Well, yeah, there's another point, right? Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think the market would, you know, I don't really think the market would be okay with like, and here you can get your organic, locally sourced maple syrup and an ounce of weed, right? Like organic marijuana grown by local farmers, you know, like, yeah, no.
Oh, no. I want the fake stuff from the lab. I don't want the organic. Okay.
Right? I don't want to, I am not willing to risk any type of mold. Thank you. Yes. Oh, man.
Mhm. So I've been doing a bunch of research here about the basically so this 3-1 Atlas. It orbits around the whole galaxy, and that takes 230 million years. But
Yeah.
and I was wondering if it's related to the extinction of things, but those are actually 26 to 30 million years, and so that actually depends on galactic plane crossings. And then I found out that our planet actually finished a galactic plane crossing 2.8 million years ago, and we're actually on the way away from the plane. And the next time we're going to uh, do another plane crossing in this 30 million years. So we're smooth sailing as long as we don't screw it up here ourselves. Isn't that nice?
Well, if Ra is sixth density, almost seventh, and they said they were in third density 2.3 billion years ago, then this means that that thing that's been orbiting could have orbited like 8 or 9 times just during Ra's existence. So you're right. If it does have somebody on there, they'd probably be a pretty high density being.
Yeah. Yep.
I couldn't see him being negative because they'd probably want to do some conquering.
Well, no, I don't think it would be possible for them to be negative because the STS cycle is too short. It only takes like 100 million years, so they wouldn't even be able to complete a full orbit while being STS.
Well, Ra says they're 2.3. That Ra never told us when they went into sixth density, because they tell us how long the density is, but they it's got to be longer because they spend time in the inner planes or something.
Well, I think that Ra is a social memory complex. So part of the issue is that there's actually still fifth density entities on Venus who basically have spent billions of years from their graduation in fourth density several billion years ago, like over a billion years ago. So I mean, the graduation from fourth to fifth is personal. You're right in that respect. And so I guess in that respect, it is possible that there could be individuals. But usually in terms of a planetary, like a fourth density cycle is 30 million years, which happens to be the published like the interval between plane crossings. Yeah. So when a planet touches the galactic plane, and then when it comes back. So anyways, we are still we crossed it 2.8 million years ago. What happened 2.8 million years ago on Earth? That's kind of curious. Follow up. But yeah, Ed, how about you?
They have like 2.8 million years till they're going to the next density too.
What did you say there? How long Ra's got to go into seventh density? Is that what we're talking about, Adam?
2.8 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very long time. Yeah, billion or something like that. Like
Well, anyways, you can speculate on that, or we can go to the next reading.
Oh yeah. Okay, fine. Just after this, I'm just so curious. Okay, 2.8 million years ago, Earth was late Pliocene, approaching the Pliocene-Pleistocene transition. 2.5 million years ago, with a major shift toward a colder, more variable climate. Northern Hemisphere glaciation. 2.7 million, often as the onset of intensification of Northern Hemisphere glaciation and the ramp up of Ice Age style variability. So it was the beginning of the Ice Age.
We have about climate change are not being made from the right level. This is the right level.
Yeah, you don't look at 120 years and call that's climate change.
Mm-hmm. So
we had a mini ice age a million years. I mean, 1,000 years ago.
The
'Cause
Earth.
they used to grow grapes up in like Sweden and Finland and way up there.
So early Homo. Tell us more about early Homo emergence. Where was Homo sapiens on their evolutionary path? So apparently, this was also during the early Homo emergence. The first homosexuals. No, the Homo sapiens.
I get it.
Yeah.
I know from this crowd because of my jokes. I don't get a lot of laughs.
Yeah, fair
It's
enough.
it's a rough crowd here.
It's a rough crowd. Okay. Earliest widely accepted fossil of Homo sapiens are from Jebel Irhoud. Okay, but I mean, like Homo erectus, etc. Where was it? Anyways, okay, we'll start looking for the next one because I don't want to bore you guys too much. Ed, you haven't said anything today.
Hello, guys. Sorry, I've been chatting away. I've got my mate here, and
Okay.
I'm giving a lesson in law of one in the
Uh-huh.
practical application of how we see it today in the bigger picture of the world. Does anybody else have anything that we can add to the thing? I'm trying to say to him that every single part of what we see on the news, what we see in the wider world picture, they're all very kind of specific, important components to the process of Earth ascending, of us all realizing our own personal power. And the only way that any of this kind of bellicosity is going to stop is by every single individual taking it on themselves to want to be that change. That's my opinion, anyway. What do you guys think?
Or until the cycle's up, time's up.
But hey, can I just say that those cycles? Because I was talking about the end of Aquarius and the all of the different alignments that we've been going through recently. Like when we did our little channeling thing a while ago, one of the things that they kept saying was that the Earth itself and the Sun, both of them, are both on a path of kind of ascension, and that this bit of space that we're going through seems to be particularly kind of like cosmically violent, I suppose, kind of thing. So like we're trying to kind of take a path through it all that keeps us all safe and keeps us all on the right whatever. I don't know, it's weird. But all of this thing about cycles, about the astronomical connecting to the physical, the song of the spheres, the music of the spheres and all that stuff, all of those things, they all come down to this same thing, that there's a big, huge fuck off plan. And every single step of it, every single bit of it is orchestrated. And it all happens for spiritual reasons, not physical ones. It's never money. It's never this resource or that. There's a far deeper spiritual organization and plan for every single part of all of it. Those are my thoughts.
Well, that's because we're doing spiritual evolution.
Exactly.
So I just found out what our ancestors looked like 2.8 million years ago. I guess it was Planet of the Apes back then, guys.
Yeah. And this is pre-Yahweh.
Yeah. Australopithecus africanus. This was the main dude running around. And then actually 2.7 million years ago, which is just after the event, they turned into, what was it called? Paranthropus aethapicus. So like somewhat more human looking. So it was a transition period.
And eventually Yahweh used the Martian DNA and mixed it with whatever creatures were like
But yeah, that was 75,000 years ago. That was kind of the beginning of tall humans. The giants, as they called them, because it was
they kind of cheated evolution.
Yeah.
That's why they put the quarantine on, I think.
Representative people group.
Of course, I'm just regurgitating Confederation stuff.
Yeah. It's just I've done a bunch of research on what happened 75,000 years ago. Here. Sanye. There we go. Let's try the Sanye people. There we go. So this was 75,000 years ago. What people look like. Well, I guess obviously this is also today, but
Yeah.
the L3 haplogroup are basically the tall humans. There we go.
And of course, that's just archaeologists' best guess.
Yeah. Oh, and here's Ashley, right on cue. Ashley, we were just talking about L haplogroups.
Oh, what a coincidence.
Yes. So L3 haplogroups basically are 75,000 years ago, because we were talking about the Jehovah, all that stuff. And I know you're L1, so
Mm-hmm.
you're, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, and then we were just about to start the new session as well.
Okay.
I don't know if you had any commentary you wanted to add. Oh, and then basically because we were going over this 31A Atlas, and it has an orbit of 230 million years, and apparently
It's 3I Atlas.
3I Atlas. Sorry.
Yeah.
3I Atlas, and then
As in third Interstellar.
third Interstellar.
There you go.
Thank you.
I didn't know that.
And so I was looking if that's related to the extinctions, but apparently the extinctions on our 30 million year path, and it depends on us crossing the galactic plane. And it turns out that we crossed the galactic plane 2.8 million years ago. And so I found out that 2.8 million years ago is when we transitioned from Planet of the Apes, or Australopithecus africanus, to not the Samburu. Hold on. Paranthropus aethipus. So like somewhat more.
Interesting.
Yes.
Can I say that there's lots of kind of environmental issues and things that changed us as this progress went. Evolution is this process where what survives best in an environment lives there and adapts, right? That's how the whole thing works. So when you actually track the way humans spread across the planet in different directions, and how we moved around, and arguably we died off a lot as well. So there's lots of little branches that are gone now, but the genes are still here, and there's lots of this happened. And also we went through lots of stages of development that aren't reflected in a genetic thing. So for example, the reason we don't have fur anymore is from a period where we almost became aquatic again, where we started swimming. We followed the coastline around as we explored, because we knew that the water provided some layer of protection, as it were, and then we only had one way to protect ourselves. The same way why you build a town around a river. So the idea being that when we spread across the planet, the first places that we spread were all following the coastline. So in that period, we learned that we could swim in the water and catch fish to eat. Now, by doing that, the ones that could swim the best, had the shortest fur, as it were, swimming, they were the ones that did best. So over that period of time that isn't reflected in genetic changes, we adapted to our environment, and then we became very short-haired rather than being much longer-haired apes before that. Then when you get to the period where we go through the ice ages and we followed the planet up the ice age, lots of different genetic changes happened because of the environments we went through. So this is the other side of that story. It's the kind of how humans explored as much changed us as the genetic changes like the haplogroups or the allo elements that you can use to track us across the planet. And don't forget magic mushrooms, just to say.
Mhm. Well, yeah, there's many theories on it. And in terms of the hairiness, and I don't know if the swimming, if there's much evidence of it. There is some evidence,
It's
but I
called
know
the
it's
aquatic
not
ape
as common
theory.
in Africa to do swimming. There's not as
No,
many.
but that's the point. That's why it was the peoples that left Africa, which were the ones that went on to form Homo sapiens sapien, are
But
the
it
ones that developed the short hair because of that process. It's called the aquatic ape theory. It's the same as
well, yeah,
the stoned ape theory. They're all of these ways of explaining the incredibly quick development of our species that arguably can be explained by genetic modification and Martian genetics and all these other things that Ra talks about. But in case of physical changes, that this is one of the ways that we think that we change so dramatically and so fast. The other one came down to food and fire. So when we started cooking food, that basically is a process of pre-digestion. Yeah, so you break down the sugars, you break down the proteins in the food by cooking it. So then when we started eating it, we had such an abundance of those amino acids and the broken down sugars and the things that nothing else on the planet had access to. That process of cooking food then allowed the genes that made us build bigger brain and made us build whatever to be activated more, to allow those changes to happen en masse over a much quicker period than you'd find in any other animal species. So like I said, that period there, when we got fire and when we developed cooking food as a natural process of 100th monkey effect or whatever, that was another huge change in how we build brains. And that's also tied in with fish oils. And another reason, why the aquatic ape theory is looked at is because we need DPH fish oils in our brain. And the brain growing at an incredible rate could have happened at that exact same period, which would explain why we need them for the kind of brain that we grew. Anyway, sorry to jump in, and I'm sure Andrei's got loads more interesting stuff to say. Love you guys.
okay, yeah. Well, it's just at least the official narrative, if you will, is the hair reduction was to allow for better sweating because humans rely heavily on eccrine sweating, and dense fur interferes with that system. And so it was about 2 million years ago that we developed this, and then we actually also developed dark skin afterwards in order to protect us from the UV radiation. And so this was around 2 million years ago. So you see, this is when we lost our body hair.
That is definitely the same time period, and it could be very much for another reason that led to it. Like the other things that related to this is why we would have developed blue eyes and pale skin, because of the fact that a large chunk of the planet at this point that we're talking about was ice age. Everything was covered in ice everywhere you go. So like when light bounces off of sand, and when it bounces off of stones, and when it bounces off of kind of like earth, like whatever, it bounces up and it reflects into your eyeball, and the color of the iris, the pupil or whatever, that is related to what wavelength of light the eye is suited to take on. So the reason that the blue eyes became prevalent in the snow covered areas is because the light bouncing off the snow would then go through that area, and the higher wavelengths, so the blue light or whatever, needed to be bounced off, giving you that protein that then gives blue eyes. So once again, we adapt to the environment. The only other place that blue eyes evolved is actually this crazy people from like Indonesia that lived on water for thousands of years, and they've developed this really crazy blue green eye thing, purely because of the fact of the way light bounces off the water and hits their eye. So once again, it's this isolated evolution of the same trait because of the environment that they lived in. So once again, it's epigenetics as much as genetics, and you can kind of see both at play.
Yeah. So apparently the dark skin there was a strong selective pressure 1.2 million years ago. But
When we learned to swim, yes.
no, this is dark skin. Because of exposure to UV.
All right.
Anyhow, okay.
Africa is a massive continent, so there are quite a few areas where there are aquatic-based villages even today. And similar to some people in certain islands, they have expanded rib cages and a different size to their like pancreas or something, so that they can dive down deeply where we would need a tank or something. They can just go down and hold their breath for several minutes. There's quite a few areas like that on the continent.
100%. In fact, Africa still contains, when you actually look at genetic variation, so the difference inside a genome between different people. So 90% of the actual variation that still exists inside the human genome still only exists in Africa. So the rest of the world, the rest of every single other type of person that has developed, they all came from a limited gene pool in the first place. Most of that gene pool never left Africa. Like
Yes.
that always blows my mind. That's incredible, right? So there's things like the founder effect in Africa that haven't happened anywhere else that are mind blowing. Like there are people that have got basically indestructible bones. Right now, this happened in a very, very isolated area in Africa where they had a ring of mountains, and at some point, some people went into that area of mountains and set up a community, set up a tribe or whatever else. Right now, one of the people that went in there had a genetic mutation where they, instead of adding calcium to their bones, they added any metal that had a valency of 2, same as calcium. So these people ended up having basically like metal bones, like indestructible metal bones, right? But you only found these people inside that ring of mountains in an isolated place in Africa and nowhere else in the whole world. Right, and these people are amazing. There's a story of a guy getting hit by a train, right? Yeah, he got hit by a train, full speed. He died, obviously, but he did not break a single bone. Like, what? They're very, really, really crap at swimming, though. Really crap at swimming. They are huge, though. They grow to be like monster-sized humans. They're really cool. Look them up. I can't remember the name of the disease, but it's really interesting. Anyway, love you guys. Sorry for chatting. I love genetics. It's like one of my favorites.
Fair enough.
Thank you. That's your wheelhouse, Ed.
All right. Well, maybe we can get through one question at least before topics. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Here. We'll
Yeah,
switch.
I'm not.
It's
What-
surprised you guys went down this rabbit hole.
Yeah,
What passage prompted it in the Quo
Yeah.
channeling?
it wasn't. It was 3-Eye Atlas.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get back to law of one. Eternal principles, and we'll talk about our meat suits later.
Well, it was asked of Quo.
You know
That's
I
where it
know.
started.
And can I say, like when all the little channeling practices thing was done, like Fred has asked quite a few questions about 3-Eye Atlas. And it does paint a bit of a crazy picture, you know, and it all kind of makes sense. I don't know. I've been looking at different things, and every single time I'm just brought back to those little like.
Were you following us?
Baptism thing, you know,
Were you following us when we read the answer about 3-Eye Atlas?
I was not. I didn't come in.
No, I'm talking about Ed.
Oh.
I missed bits of it, but I didn't realize that it was an actual Quo answer. Like, is it a new one?
Yeah, we just went through it.
Yeah. And actually the next question we're reading is about the physical body. So you know what? This will be on topic. So
Let's go. Yeah, I'm listening.
When a seeker's physical body does not allow them to carry out the service that has been their sacred purpose for most of their life, for example, serving through art or music, how might this loss of physical ability be understood in the context of the seeker's or wanderer's mission and spiritual growth?
I am Quo and aware am aware to query, my sister. You have asked the query that is fascinating to us. For your physical vehicles are those which you have chosen before this incarnation to carry you throughout your incarnation in a way that is most helpful to those about you. When you find that your physical body has suffered some kind of trauma that keeps you from being able to do what you've done before, then we would suggest that you or anyone who has the same problem look at what you're able to do now. Maybe this is moving another step along your spiritual path. Maybe you will find new abilities to be of service to others, to love them as you first love yourself, no matter what shape your physical body is in. Take that body with your heart, use it as you can. Find another form of art. You are multi talented. There is much from which you have to choose. The experience you've had with your body, somebody else might benefit by knowing it. Finding more songs that you can sing to your body to enhance its ability to move one more step along your spiritual journey. You are a lifelong seeker of truth. You have within you all the answers that you need if you but go within to find that still small voice of the one who created all and ask that voice, what is the next step? How do I move forward? How may I serve better? Whatever the answer is, then within your whole heart, your mind, and your spirit, help your body to do what the one within has suggested to you. You are traveling a long journey in this incarnation, and it is one that has moved you many steps. And there are more steps for you to take. Seek within, move beyond your limitations in whatever way is possible for you. At this time, may we ask if you have a follow up query, my sister? Oh, and she does.
And she does. Should we read it or we
We
want to read it?
can.
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. I
So
do thank you. Okay, and then they transfer. Okay,
right.
thank you so much. Can Ku speak to what spiritual meanings or lessons of physical challenges of the heart might be? How might these physical challenges relate to the seeker's worth and balancing love and wisdom through the energy centers?
Ooh. I am Kuo and am aware of the query, my sister. We appreciate the opportunity to further elaborate on this dynamic of how catalysts can manifest within one's energy system and within one's physical body when it is not able to be fully processed by the spirit and the mind complexes. Indeed, this is quite a common occurrence within your density, for it is quite rare that any individual makes full use of their catalyst. And even further, there are many types of catalysts that you, as wanderers and as seekers, have planned to experience. You have set up certain circumstances, you may say, various triggers or fail-safes within your experience so that if you find yourself upon a certain aspect of your journey in a certain configuration that is offering a particular lesson, there may be a manifestation of some kind of physical ailment or difficulty within the self that can help the self to reflect upon their journey and to reflect upon the nature of this catalyst, both emotionally and physically. These physical catalysts are an opportunity. They are your body complex offering communication to you for you to understand the nature of your own being. Oftentimes, as we believe you are aware, this communication can be of a symbolic nature, can be of a symbolic in nature. We are happy to elaborate some upon what types of catalysts may manifest in the ways that you have said in the aspect of affecting your physical heart. But before we elaborate, we would offer a disclaimer, you might say, in that each individual is totally unique in their energetic configuration. Each individual has planned a totally unique journey upon this third density plane. And so our advice can be seen more to help illuminate the possibilities of what is possible to be explored as you meditate upon this catalyst rather than address a specific cause, as you may say. And in order to explore this, we would point out the nature of the heart and its relationship to the green ray energy center. That energy center, as you are aware, is of love and understanding, of compassion and empathy and acceptance. These are qualities of the green ray energy center. And in addressing the type of catalyst that you have described, we would offer the perspective that the energy systems can be distorted not only in that they can be blocked, but they can also be overactive. And when an entity might find themselves in a certain configuration in their life, wherein they have doubled down, you may say, on the attempt to offer love and compassion and attempted to emphasize the nature of love and the expression of love in their life to the expense of other aspects of their being, to the expense of balancing the other energy centers of their being, this attempt can cause what we would identify as an overactivation of the heart energy center. And this imbalance then, if it goes on for long enough, can then manifest as a physical symptom, has an attempt from the body to reflect to the self that there is an imbalance happening within the energy system. This is one possible reason for an entity to experience the symptoms affecting the physical human heart. Another possibility could be that indeed there is some blockage to this energy center that persists for long enough that it is necessary for the body to interject in the life path of the individual in order to prompt the entity to reflect upon the nature of love and the nature of the heart and how it may have been closed to those about them or how it may have been closed to the self. In this scenario, it is fruitful for the seeker to go inside in meditation and attempt to identify where it is that the heart has been closed, where it is that the heart finds difficulty manifesting love, where there are distortions in the perceptions of your other selves about you, in those other selves that may be difficult, you may say, to love. And then to reflect upon the nature of the unity of the creation about you and the unity between yourself and your other self, and how this reflection that your other self is offering you is catalyst in itself. This is an attempt to offer you the perspective of your own being, of what aspects of yourself you are ignoring or rejecting or are avoiding your attempts to love yourself. There are two possibilities for why one may experience the symptoms of the energetic and physical heart energy center. There are other possibilities, particularly those we have identified as a pre-incarnative aspect of the journey. If an entity has found itself at a certain point in its life where its focus has been on the heart center and there is a new lesson to be learned, then the heart and the physical body may reflect this new story and attempt to turn the page, as you may say, an attempt to allow the entity to reflect more upon what else is available to it, what other lessons are being offered to the entity that are not seen because of the previous focus. This is a natural progression, you may say, for any entity within the third density, for as you know, such a life goes in chapters, and once one chapter closes, a new one may begin. And in such a situation, if an entity finds itself resonating with the idea of a pre-incarnatively planned physical ailment, then understanding the nature of this progression and looking both inward and outward for hints and signs of what the next chapter may be in the journey of the seeker is a fruitful meditation. Is there a follow-up to this query? And there is not.
No, thank you. Okay. That was so long. All right. What did you guys think?
That was a good question.
I'm still struggling to work out what the connection to the 3-hour Atlas was, dude. Sorry, I missed that bit. I really want to know.
What was the connection?
Oh, you got to go to October 11th. Well, basically, they said there's entities that are along the spiritual
More
path.
evolved than we are.
Yeah, more evolved than we are. Have been observing the universe, or
They're
they're
just exploring
observing
and
us.
learning.
Yeah.
I mean, this. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to jump to what he just read. I'll shut up and let you finish.
Yeah, we're good. It's at the end of the October 11th one, Ed, or the whatever one we were at.
Mm-hmm.
I think it makes sense that the body is, well, I think we experience it to varying degrees, but through our journey, we become more and more conscious of it and of how we can use that process. That the body is a mirror. It's a mirror and it's also a catalytic aid. So we have the aspect of if the mind is rejecting the catalyst, then the body will process it, still providing us with a lesson of love to learn, a lesson of healing. And so I just see the body really being expressed as this partner to our overall development. Like every step of the way, we're making strides in our mind and our heart, and the physical form has its own role in that process. It's its own catalyst, capital C, for the incarnative experience. And of course, we hear this often. There are things that are pre-incarnative. There are things that the body will take on, not necessarily because of a prior requirement before incarnation, but simply as a result of the environment we're in, energetically, physically, or emotionally, mentally, and also of what we ourselves put into our body. And so the body is like reality. It is a mirror and it shows us many things about ourselves, and we can use it to grow, and it'll stop us so that we have those opportunities to grow whenever is aligned.
Yeah, it gives us signals, keeps us
Yep.
on our path. You know, it's like our higher self uses it as like, oh, you kind of are going off what you wanted to do, so I'm gonna do this to you, and it's gonna get you back on your path, what you wanted to do.
Yeah. It's funny how that getting back on your path is often facing something in your life, in your mind, in your heart that you may have been running from or denying. Um, but
Oh, a lot of the NDEs I've listened to are exactly that. They're just something so tragic, and that really and a lot of people get really hurt and take a long time to recover, but they are kind of getting that proverbial 2x4 upside the top of the head to get them back on the path. The higher self's going, okay.
yeah, course correction.
Yeah. And with what we got with Carla is really good examples of how her body was a key, a signal for her to slow down or to do this and that. And she was really upfront about it.
Yeah.
So,
the other day, I got pretty ill again because I keep getting this weird stomach thing, and it's like keeps happening in like repeated catalyst, right? And Ashley said about like how um uh it's probably like my body getting rid of stuff I didn't need and stuff, and like it's so weird because like as just after I'd finished like chucking up, I came in and I was like, that felt like it was a proper purge. Like I needed just to get rid of something. And then like the first thing Ashley said was like, oh, it was probably your body just getting rid of stuff that you didn't need anymore. And I was like, like if that isn't evidence that that's clearly what it was,
right. And to remember, it kind of explained that it also indicates that there's a new chapter ahead. Like something might have happened to our body, like the beginning of the question. Say you're, an artist, or you play an instrument and you get arthritis or something, and you can't no longer do you can't hold the brushes, you can't play the strings on a guitar or whatever. So then that gives you an opportunity to close that chapter and go on to another one.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter how open-minded and open-hearted you can be to realize that these chapters do come and go.
I
Right.
think that is one of these realizations, right? What's that saying that you have many deaths over your life, right? That you
Okay.
learn
Yeah.
things, you grow from each thing you go through, but then that chapter finishes and you move on to something else, and paradigm shifts happen that mean you can never go back to that thing. But the thing that you went through, you always needed to go through, right? If you go back and change anything, if anything didn't happen, then you wouldn't be you. So you have to love every single one of those experiences, no matter how messed up or whatever they seemed at the time. Every part of Catalyst is an important part of you. That's how I always say it. Anyway.
And we are, and it's all just another experience. And ultimately, it's all just more data for the creator. You've experienced yourself this way, and the creator realizes it, or gets to see it. And now you're, experience yourself this way, which is more data for the creator.
Yep.
Whole universe is data, dude.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out about my what do you call it, ligament thing, because I was
Okay.
healing
All right.
really well, and then just like earlier this weekend, I was being like offered all of these ways of re-injuring myself, and I like kept saying no, and then what do you call it, I was went to a treasure meeting, where I thought it would be safe, and then someone was like, hey, here, hold this. And they gave me something that weighed like 20 kilograms or something. No, you take it. And like I had like a massive re-injury of my shoulder because of it. And
So sorry.
yeah, thanks. But I don't know. It seems like, the higher self was arranging these things that apparently I still need to have this for longer. For some,
I've been questioning. The change of chapters was mentioned in that last reading. I
Mhm.
sat back and I realized, wait a minute. There's some December 8th. Why is it December 8th? I had lost a job on December 8th. A year later, a divorce was finalized on December 8th. Last year on December 8th, the company I was with was consumed, a good word. We merged in with another company, and December 8th was my official start date there. And I'm like, so chapters for me either end or start on December 8th. This is interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Wow.
That's something you might
Recognize
want
those
to take
patterns
into
is important, right?
meditation.
Huh?
I said that's something you might want to take into meditation. And Ed said, recognizing patterns is important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least for me, like a lot of this resonates, like guarding, bracing, sustained vigilance, feeling responsible for keeping things safe, carrying commitments that exceed capacity, or something like this.
Yeah,
I don't know. Huh?
Yeah, there you go. Just every now and then you just need to slow down.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's just the thing is that, like, this injury, like the physical effect of this injury, is that it's harder for me to do my gardening, and it's easier for me to do computer programming. Um, so I don't know. I guess I should just do more computer programming. Maybe that's kind of my calling then.
At least
But I
for
can
the
still be
season.
mayor, and actually, it makes it easier because like I'm getting all of this practice and learning to delegate.
There you go.
So like there's all of these kinds of, even though I can't, but I can't do as many things for myself, but I am getting much better at asking people to help me to do things.
And
Which
did you have problems before having people asking people to do things?
Yeah, before it was
Okay.
like I was doing everything,
Right.
and so that is kind of the lesson, I guess. Here is
Yeah,
learning
that
to
could be one
relax.
lesson. Yeah.
Mhm.
There may be several lessons in there.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure God has it all figured out.
I think it's you
Well,
that's
yes,
figuring it out.
my higher self has it all figured out as to why this is happening. And I mean, like, I kind of know and I kind of understand. And then also, like, if I do have all of this trouble doing my farming business, then I'll have a lot more free time to go door to door asking people if they want to vote for me, so, or telling them about my campaign, because that doesn't require heavy lifting.
No.
Dude,
But
that's me. Sounds like you are beginning a new chapter, right?
yeah, you're right. It is a new chapter thing. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And then, like, I also, I would have to be asking people to help me because, hey, I can't even like carry stuff. Here, where am I carrying more than is mine to carry? Where could I delegate, ask, or set a boundary? See, that was the number one thing for right shoulder carrying low duty leadership. Taking responsibility that belongs elsewhere. But you see, that's kind of my where it's kind of pulling me in other directions, because it's like, well, this is kind of what I'm doing, but also the shoulder injury is leading me to do more.
And if you're looking at the full picture of what we just went over, how is this all that affecting your spiritual experience? How is that affecting your spiritual evolution? How is that affecting you and learning your lessons of love?
Hmm.
Look up left wrist.
Left wrist. Okay. Left. Oh, well, hopefully it'll figure out. Okay, so left wrist. Symbolic. Catalyst is communication framing, associated with receiving, inward processing, intuition, relationship to the self rather than outward action. The wrist is a transitor joint, bridges heart, arm intention, and hand expression. Difficulty receiving help, care, rest, or support. Strain around adapting, yielding, or changing how things are done. Over control of outcomes instead of allowing flow. Tension around small, precise, or subtle acts of care. Giving care to others while withholding it from the self. I don't know if any of that resonates with you. What am I resisting receiving right now?
Can you look up right heel?
Right heel. Right heel. It's loading. Okay, symbolic and energetic. Did they start with the physical stuff? Anyhow, it's kind of leaving us in suspense over here. Oh, there it is. Okay. So heal as contact with earth, grounding, security, survival level, stability. Heal as propulsion, the push off point, and moving forward. Right side, outward action, giving provision, mission, duty. Strain in how you move forward in service. Pressure around providing or carrying responsibility. Foundational stress, trying to advance without enough stable support. What are part of my forward movement feels forced rather than supported? Where am I pushing off too hard too often? What would a slower, steadier pace allow? What foundation needs strengthening before the next push forward? Survival anxiety. I must keep moving. Lack of, okay, more precise. Bottom center. All right, I don't know if that resonates.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Cool, eh?
Yeah.
Yep. ChatGPT's gotten pretty smart nowadays. All right.
They're like a soothsayer.
Yeah.
I didn't have to go see that, the lady down the street that reads the palms.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Oh, I wasn't sharing the screen. Oh, okay. I don't know if you guys saw that. But anyhow, I think we're past time now. So I will. Anyone has any last remarks before we close for the night, or before I leave for the night?
Yeah. So basically, we left off October 25th on the first question, even though
Or the
it
second?
was two. Yeah, well, yeah. It was a question and a follow up.
Mhm.
Turned out to be pretty long.
Yeah. All right. So as I found you, I leave you in the infinite love and infinite peace of the infinite Creator within you and all around you, my friends. Go forth, therefore, rejoicing in that infinite power and infinite peace. Adonai Zvorygin.
Love you, dude.
Thank you.
See you guys.